Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. Thank you for joining me for this video. And the Carolina Panthers, they are signing defensive lineman Caraun Reid, and they're also waiving linebacker Chris Orr. So a little bit about Reid. He's 29 years old, and he's essentially going to be another big body for the Carolina Panthers as they can come in and bring to, add some more depth. He's about 305 pounds, and so that's going to be another massive body there for the Carolina Panthers to add into the rotation. They added Davion Nixon as well as Phil Hoskins, via the draft and free agency. They signed Daquan Jones, and so Carolina clearly understands the value of having tremendous defensive line, especially when you have a quarterback by the name of Tom Brady in your division. You're certainly going to want to be able to go out there and get after the quarterback. The Panthers collectively as a unit last season, they was about an average defense, about that middle of the pack type of defense, but they certainly have done their best to improve the roster this year. Obviously, they've got guys, such as, Derek Brown on that defensive line, Bravion Roy, and then Yetur Gross Matos as well. And so they've got some pieces now. And so when you add a guy like Caraun Reid, you're definitely making sure that you're just, doing your due diligence to make sure that late in the game, you don't have to worry so much about fatigue, or perhaps if a team's been running all game, you have guys that can come in and hold it down and give the starters a break, which can help them, in terms of long term. Or if there's injuries as well, you have guys that can come in and play. So that bodes well for them to be able to add that depth there, especially at defensive tackle this time of the year. So we'll see how that works out for them. So a little bit about Reid. He entered the league as a fifth-round pick by the Detroit Lions going back to the 2014 NFL draft. And so throughout his time there, he has spent he spent 3 years with the Detroit Lions, and throughout that time, he got to start 12 games of the 27 games in which he suited up for. And during that time, he was able to accumulate 31 tackles and 2 sacks. And then he played 1 year for the Cardinals, 1 year for the Dallas Cowboys, 1 year for the Jaguars. And so, yeah, he's pretty much been moving around ever since he left Detroit. And he was able to start a collective 16 games, although 12 of those were with Detroit. But since then, he's only started 4 more games of the 54 games in which he is suited up for. And he has a total of 55 career tackles, along with 3.5 sacks and actually 2 touchdowns as well. So certainly, someone that's going to be that, has some NFL experience. He's been on the NFL roster for a while now. So certainly that bodes well for him. He actually went to Princeton's college, in which he became Princeton's first 2-time first team All-American honoree in 20 years when he repeated in the 2012 honor. He was also only the 6th player to earn consecutive honors since 1950 and aimed a finalist for the Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year honors and earned 3rd straight first team All-Ivy League honor. And so, definitely he racked it up throughout his time there, getting to start with Princeton. And throughout that time, he was able to accumulate a total of 168 tackles and 20.5 sacks. So, definitely was able to contribute there. And so it'll be really interesting to see how he's able to contribute to the Carolina Panthers. Again, this move adds more depth for the Panthers, so don't expect for him to start or anything like that. But definitely, he can earn his way to getting some playing time, So we'll see how that plays out for him. And so I'm definitely excited to see how that works out for him. And so just another thing, something interesting about his background is that his father is actually a bishop and school principal and psychologist, and his mother is a clinical hermatologist as well as a minister and licensed educator. And so he's also got 2 brothers, one of whom is working towards a PhD at the University of Michigan, and Reid's other brother is currently in the Bronx getting his 2nd master's degree. So, definitely a very intelligent background there. And so that bodes well for him. And so just a little bit about, the note on him is that he's a quick, agile, tilted nose who is effective slanting and stunning and working his way into the backfield. He is kicked outside in passing situations and has the tools to pique the interest of aggressive, 1-gap, 3-4 fronts. And so definitely a developmental talent with raw traits to mold. So definitely he's got a lot to work with. And so I'm excited to see how he's going to fit in with the Carolina Panthers for sure. But thank you so much for joining me for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, as more news continues to break, you can be sure to find it here. So thanks again for watching, and see you guys next time.